They fixed the air conditioning in this room? They fixed the air condition?
It's the air condition on.
Feels good today. Hey, everybody. Hey, Fulton.
What's happening, Dr. Scott?
What's happening, my man? We got a special guest today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Derek Kennington, local train killer.
Excellent.
In the house.
Oh, man. I don't know about train killer.
Well, you're a train killer.
Well, here's the thing I'm curious about.
Like
he
that.
don't look like he's hurting anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, he was.
Because it works.
He became a patient at Advanced Medical.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to talk about that. Hey, we got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about. Rick's going to cut us
Great
off
show.
before we get time to really talk about what I want to talk about. I'm not even sure what y'all want to talk about, but I want to talk about a lot. Number one, we're definitely going to talk about some results that you've gotten at Advanced Medical. But even more than that, when I first met you, I got this sense that you're an outstanding person who has standards at a certain level that your character has proven that I had the sense of it, and then I've known you for a number of months, almost a year now, and your character's proved those standards that you got. So I got a lot to talk about that. You're a military man, you're a businessman,
Wow, thank you.
Good deal.
You're an athlete. So there's a lot of stuff you got going on that we need to talk about.
Sounds good, man.
So for everybody listening, say hello to all fans. Tell everybody who you are and kind of what you've been doing.
Hello, everyone. My name is Derek Kennington. I own the Next Element Academy in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, right off 38th Avenue in the Walmart shopping center there. We have like a 3,000 square foot facility. It's kind of like dream location for me, block from the ocean. You know,
It's
Nice.
It's nice.
yeah, it is. It's a dream come true, man. But anyways, what got me there is, I saw, as I was coming in, I saw a little Myrtle Manor, little, like, I don't know, like a picture or something.
Yeah, a
like
little
that.
plaque.
A little plaque.
Yeah,
plaque up on the wall.
they
Yeah.
they had them all signed it.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah.
So, well, when I was a kid, man, I grew up there. So I lived before it was called Myrtle Manor. Obviously, it's Patrick's Mobile Home Park, but that's where I first learned how to throw a punch. You know, that's my first fight.
In the
That's my
hood.
first
In the neighborhood.
kiss. That was like a
Everything.
lot of things, man, in my
So you're a
life.
local guy.
Yeah, man. So,
Very local.
anyways, it was that's where I learned how to strike. My dad was a boxer, so he taught me how to throw punches and stuff like that. But anyways, fast forward, I joined the military at 18 years old, moved around, somehow ended up in Alaska of all places. And while I was in Alaska, I also found out I had degenerative disc disease while I was in Alaska because, man, I was getting crippling back pain, like where I would just fall to my knees. I was paying $60 a visit, when I would go to the chiropractor, and this was in 2006, probably 2004, 2005, I'm paying $60 every time I go there. That's just, not the office visit or anything else, just $60 every day. Anyways, I was a young kid, man, and figured out that martial arts is something that I wanted to do because I got into lifting weights because my back pain was so debilitating that I was trying to turn the opposite direction and just
Trying to work it out.
exercise.
Yep.
Yeah. I had
Strengthening.
heard, all right, you need a strong core.
Yes.
And to protect your back a little bit more, So what I do, I was like, all right, my goal for 2005 is I'm going to get a six pack. And I just started working out heavy, man. And I just started going hard into it. That was my New Year's resolution. 2005 was get a six pack and, try to go the opposite direction, I somehow found jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts. UFC was coming online around, like heavily around then. And it was popular. I started fighting while I was in Alaska, moved to South Carolina, kept fighting. Even when it was illegal, we used to drive to, Louisiana to fight. But anyways, fought professionally for 11 years and fought in Bellator
Cool.
a couple times. And earned my black belt from UFC veteran Kurt Pellegrino, who was also, somebody I looked up to. But anyways, that's now I'm here. I got out of the military after 12 years and moved to Myrtle Beach, which was somewhere I wanted to live my, when I left,
Mm-hmm.
and
So you started
yeah.
your training while you were
That's
in
awesome.
military, or was that after the military process?
Yeah, while I was in the military, it's 2006.
What
time
branch?
frame. I was in the Air Force.
Air Force.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was stationed in Alaska, Eielson Air Force Base. So it would be dark, a lot, during
How old
winter
were
and
you
stuff.
when your injuries, when you really noticed that because you're still you're a young guy. For all the people we've had in here on these shows, you're by far the youngest. So
That's why I was thinking, man, that guy looks pretty healthy. What's he doing in here?
Yeah, I put on a good front, man. I put on a good front. I really do. I've gotten so used to the pain that it's kind of like numb to me,
Yes.
But however,
Wow.
I've woken up pain free for the past past week or so.
mind over
Probably 2
matter.
weeks. Yeah. But anyways, I was probably around 16 or 17 years old, man. I was running down the basketball court. I played basketball for high school then, and I was in 10th grade, so maybe I was like 15. And, man, I fell to my knees, man, in agony and pain, and I didn't know what was wrong. And I was just like, what's going on? And, years of MRIs and nobody knowing what's going on. I started going to the chiropractor then and in my hometown, and just years and years and years. And finally, man, when I was 23 or 24, I was like, went to the doctor. I was like, something's got to give. I need to know what is actually going on. Like, why am I in so much pain? Why am I like, can't touch my toes, all these things. And they just came up with the diagnosis of degenerative disc disease. And now that I know that, everybody's got that. Like, a lot of people do have degenerative disc
Yes.
disease, and they might
Yes,
not even know it.
It's actually not even a disease.
Right. Yes.
They call it a disease. It's
Right.
actually wear and tear.
Yes.
It's just like
It's
if
a
your car
symptom.
tires are out of a line,
Right.
you keep riding and riding and riding on them, they're going to wear out. The exact same thing happens
Yeah.
to the joints and the disc. That's right.
And the way they described it to me, well, that my lower disc wasn't getting the, I guess the
fluid.
The
fluid
nutrients.
that it
right?
needed, the
Yes.
nutrients, the blood flow that
Yes.
it needed. So it was starting to deteriorate and, slowly, get
Atrophy.
gone. Yeah, atrophy. And so, man, I started doing about 3 or 4 years ago, I started doing yoga because it got so bad where, I was having my girlfriend having to put my shoes on and my socks on.
Dang,
and shit,
son.
man. And so it was like, I was like, man, I got to do something.
That's
so I
rough.
started doing Wim Hof method. So I started doing breathing techniques. I started doing yoga that was involved in that. So 3 minutes a day of that, man. And I wish I should have set up a video camera of seeing me falling around. And, I was fighting professionally at the time. And so seeing me not being athletic and not being able to hold a yoga pose and fall over, and, it's something as simple as, a lunge or something like that. And it was tough, man. So I was very young when I found out.
Well, I've seen you in action teaching at your school. I've also seen you. You and I have talked in and out about some of this pain and stuff that you were suffering with. I've worked on you a little bit myself,
Absolutely.
and also at the same time, see you toe the line with another warrior ready to go. So you definitely got you have some techniques and some mental fortitude to be able to tolerate pain and suffering in the midst of battle.
Right.
That's pretty badass. Until one day you text me or we were talking, you said, I gotta do something.
Yeah, I was tired of it, man.
What
It
made you get to that point?
Man, I woke up and then it's every day. Wake up, stretch. You're like, gosh, you're just dreading just standing up. But laying down, I'm in pain too. So I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh. So I'm like, got to do something. So I'm starting to move around and everything. And like, I think I was going to sit on the toilet. I know it's like crazy, but yeah, I was going to sit on the toilet. And man, I was just like, boom. I was like, man, I use a squatty potty. Shout out squatty potty. And because, and it helps me, helps my back and everything else, and so, man, it got to that point. I was like, man, I am just like hurting.
So your
too
back
bad today.
and it's your back and your knees. Correct?
No, just my back.
Just your back.
Just my
Okay,
back.
just
My
the
knees
back.
my knees, knock on wood, man. I've never had any. I've
Excellent.
had one time I had a slight little mishap on my knee, and But other than that, nothing.
So I worked on you a little bit.
Yeah.
And then finally you got to the point where you're like, hey, we gotta bring out the big guns.
Man, it was early in the morning. You know, I think I was reading or something like that because I like to read and have my coffee in the morning. I was like, man, I know it's early, but you know, we got to do something, man. How can we take care of this? What are the options? What can I do to fix this, man? Like, because I want to keep being young. Right. You know, I want to keep on being me. I'm 37 years old, you know, and I want to keep on being.
So we took a look at it. We looked at those x-rays. We had the medical team determine a procedure that will work for you. You thought about it. You had to weigh out some things, time, schedule, because you got a great operation. Over on 38th Avenue, here's another great thing.
Okay.
We were talking about the UFC, you know, you're in professional fighting. And Dana White, just recently in the midst of a pandemic, brought back professional sports sooner and quicker and better than anybody else.
Right.
He went out, he did something.
Yes.
He made it
quick.
Yep, quick. Went out on a limb, did something privately, created an island.
Yeah.
Created an even island, a private island.
Yeah.
And I parallel you with him because at the same time in this pandemic, I remember you and I talking about it, about how serious it is. And how silly it is at the same time. Mm-hmm. We're talking about that. And you have a small business. And it's not really a small business. It's a big business, but it's heavily impacted by this.
It's big to me.
Yeah, right? That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
But it is
it's
a
big
small
to me
business.
too.
Absolutely.
Yes. Categories as a small business.
For sure.
And so you were heavily impacted with this gym, with the shutdown.
Yeah.
And the fortitude that I saw you do, and even coming back on, your place is packed now.
Yes.
At the same time, you're following all the COVID-19 safety procedures, standards. You were already clean to start with.
Yeah.
You already had high standards
to
start
standards
with.
A little bit more, and we're about to up standards even more, man. I'm already working with. We're trying to take it to the next level all the way around. So
well, your place is packed. You bounce back strong in the midst of the virus, just like Dana White did something privately to make it work. It speaks to your character. You reached out to me, and I'm sure you reached out to other parents who kids train there and who I train there. And you said, hey, we can't get in here. We can't get in here like we're used to doing. We're setting up a private session. I'm setting up a private session for your kids. And so we had a quick discussion there. I told you I appreciate you reaching out to me. That shows that just one strong thing that shows the character that I expected you to have, that you actually proved it. And not only that, we talked about, and you have this understanding of the science of the body, muscle memory, and it was important to get in there and have that repetition because you don't want to lose the things that you've gained.
Yes.
So anyway, I admire you for that. That's awesome. That's awesome fortitude. So you did the injection. You came in one day. Tell us about that procedure from the day when you came in. Just tell us a little bit about that because I got a million things that I want to talk about.
I know, man. I could, it was pretty insane. I was like, I showed up and I'm thinking lab coats and, I have the whole surgery team and everything. You're getting stem cells. It's a big, big magic word to me, But anyways, everybody hears all about stem cells and so I was like, man, I got to fix this. So I go in one day. I go in the day my appointment scheduled. He said, hey, be prepared for about an hour. It was exactly that. It was around about an hour or maybe a little bit more. But I spent an hour or so doing therapy, adjustments, getting some TENS unit on my back. So and everything to relax those muscles and everything got adjusted as well by Dr. Holt and Holtz, or is it Holt?
That's right,
Holt. Yes. And then
great doctor.
Yeah, he's got the same name as my preacher. It's kind of funny. So anyways, and then man, we went in the back and I'm thinking it's going to be super painful. I'm thinking it's going into in between my two vertebrae, in between my S1 and my L5. I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be super painful. I'm like, he's like, all right, bend over, and I'm like on the edge of the seat, and my shirt lifted up. I didn't have to get naked or anything, but I just lifted up the back of my shirt, and he used the ultrasound and everything, and he showed me exactly where. He's like, you see that? He says, man, that little area right there, he says, that's supposed to be where your disc is. He says, and you got bone on bone, pretty much. He says, he says, you see all the little, like, it looked like tissue, like lines,
yes,
right? And he's like, you see the lines right there? He says, I'm going to take the the needle, he says, you'll see it poke through all the little lines. And he showed me the whole process. You can't, I was thinking it was going to be numbed, and it wasn't. So that was even more scare factor for me, even right off the rip. It was like, okay, so
such a big dude here.
We're not
showing fear.
We're not getting numbed here.
I don't blame him. I can't stand needles.
Man, we're gotten. So, anyways, I was just like, all right, let's rock and roll, man. And but it was nothing, man. I can't remember. That man's name.
Jeremy.
To save my Jeremy. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, he's an expert.
I have to remember all those kids' names, man, but I can't remember other people's names to save my life.
So you watched him do the procedure?
Yeah, I watched it on the film. Ultrasound.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got the ultrasound on my back, and he's explaining to me. He's like, all right, he says, you should see the needle head poking through anytime now. And there, boom, there it was. He's like, you see that right there?
See him go in.
Yep. And you just see it, see the whole process.
No question about if he gets it in the right spot or not. Not only does he get it in the right spot, but he allows you to see it. He shows to you right then that it's exactly where it's supposed to be. And a lot of people don't know that, so it's really good, Derek, to point that out. So everybody's experience is a little different, and they explain it differently because of it's how they impact their life.
Absolutely,
so it's great to see.
So. I get the procedure, and I'm thinking I was a little stiff afterwards. I was thinking like immediately Superman. But I'm just kidding. But no, I was like, all right, so I'm a little tight now, and they were like, yeah, tightness, man, is cool. You got all that fluid in there. It's it's going to start working its way around and everything, and the way Dr. Scott, described it to me as kind of like these worker bees, working and building up honey and creating honey and just constantly generating that honey and building it up.
I stole that from him.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's coming back full circle.
Oh,
it's full circle. Awesome. Yeah, man. But that is the way I describe it to everybody, too. And because why?
That's a great way to explain
honey's so
it.
sweet, too, right? And it's so beautiful. When it's just perfect, and it's just like, and you can like, oh, okay, yeah, we got to build up that honey in the disc, and so that's what I'm thinking,
Yes.
But my mobility felt like went through the roof, like pretty, like the first 3 days it was through the roof, but then I started to get some soreness.
Okay.
After that, after the soreness wore off, now, man, I've been like pain free. But it took a while. I have some other tight muscles as well. I'm not your normal human being. That's just I got the stuff. They told me to take it easy for a week. I tried my best to take it easy for a week. It took me about 4 days, and then I was back to training.
So that's what I wanted to ask you is your after the injection and as you start to get back, where do you feel you're at on your scale of participation? Are you 100%? Are you 90%?
Yeah, I'm 100%. I'm all in, man. Yeah, I'm getting ready for one of the biggest tournaments of my life in about a week, about a month and a half.
Oh, really? Tell us.
Yeah,
let's hear it. Tell us
it's
about
called the
that.
Pan Ams.
Okay.
It's, it got canceled in March, which might be a blessing in disguise,
Okay.
So I was
for you.
a week out. I had everything was booked. Everything was planned. A crew of us had a house in Costa Mesa, California, because that's normally where the Pan Ams are.
Okay.
And it's for the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation. So I had about 24 guys in my bracket. And so it's a one-day tournament. When you win, you lose, you're out. You're done. I competed last year, lost first match, done. Went all the way to California.
But anyway, that's a lot of fighting.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but you want to be called the Pan Am champ, which is called the North American Championship, pretty much.
I was trying to look for a text message that you sent me because I text you to say, hey, how's it going? And I remember clearly, it might have been, you may have talked, I just read through that and you're like, hey, dude, I'm feeling so much freaking better. But it had to be a conversation we had because I clearly remember you saying shortly after, it could have been a day or two after the treatment. I remember you saying, dude, that is crazy weird how.
Yeah, we were on the phone actually.
What would you say? You said something like, dude, I cannot believe
it's oddly.
What would you say?
Oddly, it's just oddly weird. You know how it's just like
how fast it changed.
Yeah, how fast it's changed. It's just oddly how it's just working. You know, and like you can tell the difference. You know, so. Man, I can't remember the exact because I've said that. I said it numerous times to several different people.
Yeah, it's oddly strange how it's working. Yeah, and that's I've heard that before because it's almost. We had a guy in here. We were talking about the knees. I said it's almost like the knee's not there.
Yep.
The guy said it's almost like it's just not there. It's just we've been feeling the pain for so long. So I'm happy about those results.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's exactly right because you've been feeling the pain for so long. Like I mean, man,
it's almost like the body part's not.
Dude,
there.
I will. It's like strange. Like now I wake up and I'm expecting a lot of like a old tin man, you know.
Yep. You retrain your thought
out of the bed and you're like, oh, you know. Well, now I like sit right up in bed and I pop right up to my feet. And I start moving around and like before it used to be such a process, you know, just to get out of the bed.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So
and we're just getting started. It's only been what, 2 months maybe?
Yeah, about 2 months, but I've noticed a huge difference in the past week.
Okay.
The past week has been a huge difference, man. And I went on a long road trip too, you know, to Pennsylvania not too long ago.
You went camping.
How
was that?
Man, it was amazing. Yeah, thank you. But, you know, we stopped halfway on the way. You know, first day wasn't so bad, but we'd had to drive 14 hours on the way back. And I was thinking, you know, I've done numerous road trips before, but I was thinking I was going to be in serious back pain, but it wasn't so bad, man.
Awesome.
Bad
Awesome.
So I've also seen you in there doing some rehab, and I know you're a pretty disciplined guy. But your level of training is way beyond that. But you're still doing that rehab because you realize it's focused on that problem area, and that's great. That's going to be great for your results. I appreciate you staying committed.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
We were talking about how the state of the country. It's been a while, but time goes by so fast. What the hell you think is going on out there?
Look how much it's changed since y'all had that conversation, too.
Man, it's like every week is like a new episode, right? You think something's on TV.
Every day.
It's every day, man.
It is.
And so, like, last night, man, I am hearing about the 17-year-old kid, you know, with the AR-15 and everything. And it's like, it's just sad because this kid's life has changed for the rest of his life. You know, I did some crazy stuff at 17 as well. I did some crazy stuff at 12, 13, 14. You know, that I grew up very quick. But anyways, like, I've been lucky enough to learn from all my lessons, you know, and now I'm put in a position where I have kids, the future, looking on me, you know. So
yes.
To answer your question, man, it's like I just feel for the youth of America, you know. That's where it's at. Yeah. That's where it's at, man. If we can start talking to that and just change the whole racial divide and everything. I mean, I've had numerous. I have really good best friends that are Mexican, or you know, so it's not just a black and white thing, man. It's a every race thing. You know.
Well said.
I just don't. I think the whole black and white divide needs to stop, man. I mean, I know that there's all these different things, but like some of my best friends are black, and some of my best friends are Chinese, and
I personally Japanese think I don't really think we have a racial divide.
Oh, absolutely. I don't have a racial divide, right. But however,
I think it's being perceived.
It is.
I think the media,
however,
is making us perceive that there's a racial divide.
It is,
and it's called divide and conquer.
There is an injustice that needs to come out, you know, for sure. As far as like the racial concerns, I understand that as a need that needs to happen. And
actually, what we need to do,
you know,
is we need to teach everybody, which I think we've been doing it anyway, but is that there's only one race. That's the human race.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And another thing that we've really gotten away from when, you know, some of us older ones grew up, and I feel we were right on the tail end of it.
Are you calling me and you out?
And you know what? I'm not calling anybody but myself, Rick. I'll leave it there. But Used to, if you had an issue, what'd you do? You stepped out on the playground and you settled it. There weren't sticks and knives and guns and all that. Okay?
Exactly.
We got out there. Next day, what happened to those kids? They had mutual respect for each other, okay? Yeah. And they may not become best friends, but there were no more issues. It was no more mouth. It was no more, junk talking.
I got my tail whooped many times.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I didn't really get much fights at school. That's because I knew if I got in trouble, I'd get my ass beat at home.
When you got home again.
No doubt.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get caught fighting at school until I was in the 10th grade. Man. I got caught fighting a senior when I was in 10th grade.
Well, you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
Me?
Yes.
37, sir.
37 years old.
Yes.
Wow, and you're getting the treatment from Advanced Medical Solution, and how do you feel right now?
Oh, I feel amazing, man. Like, as far as like right now, I'm training. Like I said, I'm training for one of the largest tournaments in my life.
Yes,
I'm going.
We look forward to hearing, man. Good luck, congratulations. We can't wait to hear. I'm sure that we'll continue. We'll keep giving you the plug for it. So you go do your best, and we're definitely here.
Yeah,
supporting you.
We got thousands of people listening right now from adults, but you see your place is full of kids, man. Mm-hmm. The place is full of kids, and you have that kind of influence. My kids are there training with you, but I also saw where you had people in their 60s training. So you take care of people of all the ages. Let everybody know where they can find you.
They can find me at 3811 North Kings Highway. We're at the Next Element Academy.
You're probably online too.
Yeah, absolutely. www.thenextelementacademy.com.
You're going to have to hire some more coaches. I already saw you close down shop because the place is packed.
Yeah, man, we had to close our kids program. Number one reason is because
close it, meaning not stop it, meaning you had to stop accepting members.
Stop accepting members just because, man, I don't want to train a whole massive amount of kids and have all the other kids that are falling behind. I want everybody to stay together. We're a team. We build everybody up.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about your place. It's really, you said it when I first met you, that you create like a family environment. Yes. We do that at Advanced Medical, and it's like a family environment there, and your people and the people you accept as members kind of follow that same trend. The only bad part is I hadn't seen you since pre-COVID, and I tried to get a T-shirt the other day, and they won't let me get one unless I get back down and train. That's messed up.
And he's wearing, look at it. He's got the hat. He's got the T-shirt. He's got the whole.
Hey, I got something else for you as far as some treatments, because Fulton just did, we're going to tell everybody about it next week. Okay. You just did a breathing treatment.
Absolutely.
A breathing treatment.
We just did.
It's covered by insurance.
Yes.
Next week, we're talking about that.
Next week, we're going to talk about it.
We're going to do it for performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to do it. We're going to get you trained. We're going to get you ready for your thing. So we're going to do everything we can to get you top-notch shape for your tournament.
It's excellent. And I did it for an immunity booster, okay? We've got all this COVID stuff going on. I put my body in a position to be as healthy as I possibly can. So we look forward to talking about that next week. Look forward to sharing that experience. Make sure that you know about it as well, Derek.
Absolutely.
Hey, I appreciate you being here.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate what you've done for me. I appreciate what you're doing for my kids. Building their confidence up in the way they train.
No, I appreciate what you guys are doing for me, man. My life has changed.
Fulton.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being the man.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Scott.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, everybody. Appreciate you listening. We'll talk to you next week. Peace.